Hello students, we are continuing on in our chapter 1 notes, and I am going to go through the process of opening up this next set of notes. These are going to be a little bit different. I need you to do notes in a different way this time. So instead of a Google Doc, it's going to be a Google slide, but you will still be getting the information from me through this lesson. So when you go into your modules, now my module is going to look a little different than yours is because this is my my blank account so that I put things in here when I want to show students something. And so you're going to go to your module that is 1019 through 1023, Colonization of North America, Unit 4. When I click on this, triangle trade notes are going to come up. Like I said, yours is going to look a little different. Yours will be under a heading for one of the days of the week. So you'll find whatever day today is, and then you will click on triangle trade notes. It will take us to the assignment where we are going to click and open up those notes, and you will make a copy of this assignment like we usually do. And then it's going to take us to our Google slide that we're doing. Remember, you can go ahead and take off copy of if you want to, but you don't have to. And then also remember that you should be saving this in your US History folder in your Google Drive. So you can do that by clicking on the move button when it shows up there. There we go, move button. And we're going to put it in our US History folder on our drive and then click on move. And then you've got that where you need it to be. So this is about triangle trade. So on the following slides, you're going to click on the text boxes that I already put in the blanks to fill in the correct information using the video lesson that you're using right now. So when I click onto the next page, I'm just going to show you that I've already created text boxes here for you. So each blank has a box on it. So just double click on it and then you'll be able to type in that box for the information. So this is the first part of the notes that you're going to do a fill in the blank, and then you'll move on to the next one and you're going to fill in the arrows and the boxes. So once again, I put little boxes on here already for you to click on and fill in as we move through. And so you'll see exactly where they need to go throughout the video lesson, and you just need to click on them and fill in the information as we go. You will be submitting this assignment today after you watch the lesson, and after you complete the information, you will be submitting it right back in the page where it was assigned to you. So you'll have a submit assignment button there to submit this. So what I am going to do is actually make my screen basically full screen for you to see this information. So you should have your screen split so you can see your notes for triangle trade, and then you can see my lesson being displayed on the other side of the page so that you can type as you watch the video. Pause it as you need it to fill in the information. So I'm going to kind of disappear here from the screen as I put the information up, and you will hear me as we go through this lesson. So we are looking at the stops and the kind of merchandise that are traded on the triangular trade route. Now down below here, I have an image that shows the triangle trade route. And notice that each leg of these trips make a triangle, and that's why it's called the triangle trade route. So we're looking at two different triangles basically here. The blue one, we've got 1, 2, 3 legs of that trip that form that triangle, and then we have the blue one that has 1, 2, 3 legs as well. Now we're actually getting most of our information from this little map right here. And so we are going to look at where the route begins. And the route begins, we're actually going to start with the blue one. And the route begins here in the British colonies is what it says there on the map. But we are going to be more specific in that it begins in the New England colonies. We just finished the colony comparison information, and one of the things that was under other industries for New England region was that it was a center for shipping and trade. So this is where it's actually beginning, is in the New England colonies. And then from the New England colonies, these ships are going to be carrying items to the first stop. So here on our map, it tells us rice, tobacco, indigo, and furs. So that is the information that we are going to be putting in to our boxes. So on your notes, go ahead and click on the box for each blank, and you're going to put rice, tobacco, indigo, and furs. So I will not pause here actually, so that you can just pause the video if you need to pause it to look at that information. And we're going to move on, and we're going to go to the first stop. So the first stop, this arrow is pointing to Great Britain. And so we are actually going to talk about also that this is, we call this England as well. So England or Great Britain, it could be either one technically, but Great Britain is what's listed here. So they go to Great Britain, and they are going to trade for some other items. And those other items are also shown here on the map. So when they get here to Great Britain, they're trading the rice, tobacco, indigo, and furs, and they're going to get cloth and manufactured goods. So cloth and manufactured goods. And those are going to the next stop. So look at where this arrow is pointing over here to the West Indies. So stop number 2 is the West Indies. And in the West Indies, they are going to trade for, look at what's listed there. If you can kind of turn your head to the side, sugar and molasses. And they will head to stop number 3, which happens to be, back to the beginning again, the New England colonies. Okay, so that's one of the routes in the triangle trade route, from New England to Great Britain to West Indies, back to New England. So they're making that triangle. So once they get back to the New England colonies, they are going to make something with that sugar and molasses that they picked up in the West Indies. Okay, so they are going to make rum using the sugar and molasses. So rum is an alcohol. I mentioned this before in another lesson, and it can be a clear alcohol, or it can be a brown alcohol. And a lot of times here, when we're talking about in the colonial time, rum was typically a brown color, almost looks like tea, but it's not tea, it's alcohol. Okay, and so they make rum using sugar and molasses. And then when they are there, they are going to pick up iron and tools, including the rum. So you'll see this now. We're going on the red route here. So in the New England colonies, they have rum, iron, and tools, right? We see that. And they are going to go on to, this is technically our stop number 4, which is pointed at Africa, specifically West Africa. And they trade those items for, look at what we have here, enslaved persons, gold, and pepper. So we're just going to put slaves. You can write enslaved persons if you want to. Slaves, gold, and pepper. And they're moving on to stop number 5. So look at this red arrow. It's pointing to where? The West Indies again. So they're going to the West Indies. Here they're going to trade for more. Look at what's listed there again, sugar and molasses. And then that red arrow is taking them back to where they began again in the New England colonies, where they're going to make more rum with that sugar and molasses, and they're going to sell slaves to plantation owners. And then the whole route starts over again. So it just continues on and on. So then they'll go back on this blue route again with the rice, tobacco, indigo, and furs, and they'll continue that. And then when they get back to New England, then they'll follow the red route again, back to New England and over again. Okay, so now we have this information up here, and we are going to put it in our own diagram, we'll call it, of the triangular trade route. So it will be similar to this idea that we see here in that map, but you are going to have the information on your own. So when you're looking at your notes, it gives us all the answers there. Okay, so up here it says start here. And above that in your notes, I put a text box for you. And you're going to put the New England colonies. That's what you're going to have up here at the top. This is our triangle. So this is just showing us now the triangle again that is all in one. Instead of having it showing in two separate places, this is going to have, we're going to go around it twice basically here. Okay, so our New England colonies, we're going to start here at this one. And I put also picture clues here for you. And these are some things that I showed you in the other lessons as well. So in New England, they are going to be carrying these items on their ship. And that is rice, tobacco, indigo, and furs. So here you will click on the box that I made for you in the notes, and you're going to type in rice, tobacco, indigo, and furs. Remember, if you need to pause the video at any time, then go ahead and pause the video. And then they are taking that to their first stop, and their first stop is going to be in Great Britain. So at the end of this first arrow, we're going to put a number 1 in the box, and we're going to put Great Britain underneath it. And again, I've already made those text boxes for you, so you just need to click on them and put your information. So at Great Britain, then they are going to carry with them cloth and manufactured goods. So this is an image of cloth is what that's supposed to be. And I couldn't come up with a great idea to put for manufactured goods, so I didn't put a picture clue for that one. And so they're going to stop number 2, right? 2 comes after 1. And this stop is going to be in the West Indies. So we're going to put a 2 in the box. We're going to put West Indies under it. From here, from stop 2, then they're going to follow this arrow back up to stop number 3, which is the New England colonies. So you don't need to rewrite that because it's already there. And they are carrying sugar and molasses. And when they get back here to New England, then they're going to continue on the next triangle. So we're going to go back again. And over here, we start again with an arrow that's going to be going this way. So this time, New England is going to carry, and again, I gave you some clues over here, rum, iron, and tools. Because remember, they made rum with the sugar and molasses. I forgot to mention these pictures over here. That's sugar cane. And then this is molasses. Molasses is like kind of like a syrup, but it's very, very thick and sticky. It's not sweet at all. It's mostly used for baking and then something like this to make rum. You would not want to take a spoonful of molasses, and you definitely would not want to put molasses on your pancakes. So over here then, rum, iron, and tools is going to stop number 4, which is West Africa. So you'll put a 4 and West Africa down below. Now from West Africa then, they are going to get pepper. That's what this picture is. This is what pepper looks like as it's growing. And then this is what pepper looks like when they are harvesting, drying it out. This is like pepper that you put on your food, okay? And then gold, we've got gold nuggets here, and then also slaves. So this is also the leg of the trip that is the Middle Passage, right? Because they're bringing the slaves from West Africa to the West Indies, and they're still going to go to New England. So this is the Middle Passage here. And we talked about the Middle Passage in our other lesson. And so this is going to West Indies again, which now this is stop number 5. So this was already uncovered for some reason. I don't know where that error was, but it doesn't really matter because I'm giving it to you anyways. So here, once they got here, they traded and they got sugar, molasses, and they continued on with the slaves all the way back to the New England colonies, which was stop number 6. And now we start all over again and we go rice, tobacco, indigo, and furs to Great Britain, cloth manufactured goods to West Indies, sugar, molasses to New England, make the rum, get iron and tools to West Africa, trade those for pepper, gold, and slaves, go back to West Indies, get more sugar and molasses, and continue on with the slaves to the New England colonies. Okay, so this is the triangle trade route or triangular trade. I will refer to it in both ways. And I'm going to minimize here and go back and show you once more. Now, once you've got this page and this page completed, you are going to go back into your module and you will submit your assignment. So I'm going to go through this process with you again too, even though you've been doing it for a while and most of you have got the knack. I'm going to show you again anyways. We're going to click on submit. We're going to scroll down, choose our file. Nope, I did that wrong. We're going to choose Google LTI 1.3. Remember, you have to choose Google LTI 1.3. Select the file from your Google Drive here. So again, it should be in your recents, copy of Triangle Trade. And I am going to add that. And yes, I want to attach it. And then here goes copy of Triangle Trade Notes. It's showing that it's there. I'm going to click Submit Assignment. I'm going to click OK. And then it will redirect me to the top, showing me that I submitted this assignment. Okay, so that's what you need to do to submit. Now, of course, make sure that it is not blank when you submit that. Make sure that you have it completed before you do. Otherwise, I will send you a message that says it's blank and that you need to finish it and then resubmit it. If you have any questions, let me know.